Have you ever felt overwhelmed by the sheer number of things you need to do, by the expectations others have of you, or simply by the chaos of the modern world? Stress, uncertainty, and distractions seem to be constant in today's society. But what if I told you that a philosophy over 2,000 years old holds answers that can help you navigate these challenges with calm and clarity? We're talking about Stoicism, a philosophy that, despite its age, has immense power to solve today's problems. Stoicism originated in ancient Greece and Rome, with its teachings developed by philosophers such as Epictetus, Seneca, and Marcus Aurelius. Though they were thinkers of ancient times, the problems they faced, uncertainty, loss, adversity, are not so different from the ones we face today. In fact, many of their principles align surprisingly well with modern struggles, from how we manage stress and anxiety to how we cope with unpredictable changes in our lives. Today, we're going to explore how Stoicism can be a powerful guide to facing these challenges, and how you can apply its lessons in your everyday life. One of the greatest sources of anxiety in modern life is stress. We have deadlines to meet, goals to achieve, and expectations from family, friends, and even ourselves. On top of that, we live in an era where everything changes rapidly. Technology advances at a staggering pace, global crises follow one after another, and it seems like we never have enough time to do everything we want. But this is where Stoicism offers a fundamental lesson. The stress we often feel comes from our inability to accept what is beyond our control. Epictetus, one of the leading Stoic philosophers, said that it's not things that upset us, but our opinions about them. This simple yet profound idea is key to dealing with stress in the modern world. Much of what worries us is beyond our control: traffic, our boss's decisions, even other people's behavior. But what we can control is how we respond to these situations. The next time you feel overwhelmed, stop for a moment and ask yourself, can I control this? If the answer is no, stop clinging to that feeling of distress. Let it go and focus your energy on what you can change: your attitude, your response, and your mindset. Let's take a common example. You're stuck in traffic, with an important meeting to get to, and the clock is ticking against you. Your first reaction might be frustration, maybe even anger. But what do you gain from that? The traffic is beyond your control. However, what you can control is how you use that time. You could listen to an inspiring podcast, do a guided meditation, or simply accept that you'll be late and not let it ruin your day. This shift in mindset, focusing on what is within your control, is at the core of Stoic thinking. And while it may seem simple, applying it consistently can completely transform how you deal with daily stress. Another major modern challenge is uncertainty. We live in uncertain times, where global, economic, and personal changes can happen at any moment, without warning. Uncertainty, by its nature, generates fear. We fear losing our jobs, our financial stability, our relationships, or even our health. Stoicism offers a profound solution to this fear: the acceptance that change is inevitable and that we must be prepared to face whatever life throws our way. Marcus Aurelius, Roman emperor and one of Stoicism's most influential philosophers, said that we should not wish for events to happen as we desire, but rather accept them as they are. Life is full of uncertainty, but the Stoic does not allow fear to paralyze them. Instead of fearing the unknown, the Stoic prepares for any outcome, knowing they can face any situation with resilience and strength. This is the principle behind negative visualization, or premeditatio malorum. The practice involves imagining the worst possible scenarios, not to obsess over them, but to mentally prepare. By doing this, when you actually face a challenge, you're already equipped to handle it calmly and rationally. Imagine you have a job interview. Instead of worrying about whether something will go wrong, practice negative visualization. Think, what if I don't get the job? What would I do if I'm asked a tough question and I don't know the answer? By anticipating these scenarios, you prepare yourself for them, and when you face the real situation, your mind has already worked through how to respond. This reduces the anxiety and emotional impact that a challenging situation might have. Stoicism also has a lot to say about one of the biggest issues in the modern world: social pressure and the need for approval. Social media constantly bombards us with images of what seems like perfect lives. People with perfect bodies, perfect jobs, perfect relationships. And when we compare ourselves to them, it's easy to feel like we're not enough. This is where Stoicism offers a powerful antidote. Other people's opinions do not have to define our self-worth. Seneca advises us not to let external praise or criticism disturb our inner peace. The only thing within our control is how we act and how we think, not what others think of us. This principle is crucial in a world where social pressure is so strong. You don't need others' validation to feel valuable. A person's worth lies in their own virtue, in their ability to act according to their own principles and values. So, the next time you feel pressured by society's expectations, remember, the only thing that matters is how you see yourself and how you act with integrity. Another fundamental concept of Stoicism that we can apply to modern life is mindful attention to the present, known as Prosoché. Seneca reminds us that most of our problems don't stem from what is happening in the present, but from our worries about the future or regrets about the past. We live in an age where we're always thinking about what's next, the next job, the next goal, the next meeting. But Stoicism invites us to live fully in the here and now. Imagine how your life would change if you could truly focus on what you're doing at this moment, without distractions or worries about what comes next. Wouldn't you feel calmer, more centered? Mindfulness is key to reducing stress and anxiety. Being present doesn't mean ignoring the future or the past, but rather learning to focus on what you can do in the present to live better. It's a practice that requires discipline but is essential for achieving Stoic serenity. Stoicism also teaches us to see challenges as opportunities. Instead of avoiding difficulties or resenting obstacles, Stoics invite us to embrace them. Epictetus said, "Difficulty shows what a person is." Adversities aren't barriers, but tests that allow us to grow and strengthen ourselves. This resilient attitude is crucial in a world where we often face unexpected obstacles. The next time you encounter a problem, instead of asking, "Why me?" ask yourself, "What can I learn from this?" Finally, memento mori, or the constant reminder of our mortality, is perhaps one of the most profound concepts in Stoicism. In a society that tends to avoid thinking about death, the Stoics encourage us to remember it daily. But not in a morbid way, rather, as a reminder that our time is limited. This awareness helps us live with greater purpose, to not cling to trivial things, and to focus on what truly matters: our virtues, our relationships, and our inner peace. And lastly, the concept of Amor Fati, or love of fate, teaches us not only to accept what life brings but to love it. Everything that happens, both good and bad, is part of our path, and our task is to embrace it with gratitude. By adopting this mindset, even the greatest difficulties become opportunities for growth. In a chaotic and uncertain world, Stoicism offers us a guide to live with serenity and purpose. By applying these principles in your life, you can face modern challenges with the strength and clarity of a Stoic.